Hey guys, Kaz here, and today, potentially into tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a little vlog. So, if you've ever heard of Scifier, you will know that they do really good prices on their used graphic novels. That's pretty much what I use it for, because that's pretty much how I buy graphic novels. They're expensive, so I buy them used. And every like month or so, I like to have a little look on there, a little peruse. And this time, about a week ago, I had a look, and there were loads of really cheap graphic novels, specifically the first volume in series. So this massive box was delivered a few days ago, and I've just been waiting to open it on camera. I bought a bunch, and in this vlog we're gonna read the first volume of a bunch of different series, see which ones are worth carrying on, potentially rank them if I feel like I can, in like an order of most interested in carrying on to least interested in carrying on. I don't know, we'll see how the day takes us. But yeah, basically all of these, I think the cheapest was around like 69p, the most expensive was like £2.50. It's really good value. So let's unbox this beast and see what we're going to be reading. Oh, I've got in the box. Sci-Fi always pack their stuff really well, so along with the box there's a bunch of that like thin cardboardy papery stuff that they put into bulk it, and then everything is wrapped in bubble wrap. So it's really cool how, even though these are all used stuff, they want to get it here in a good way. And they send bookmarks with it, and wow, this haul of bookmarks is insane. So let's just have a quick flip through before I open the massive package. So here we go. I won't take too long. Oh, that one's, oh no, it's not upside down. It is upside down. There we go, that one's cool. We've got a woman, stuff, things. Oh, I've got him before, I recognise him. But as you can see, I will never not have a bookmark now. Oh, a Dragon Ball Z one. I have this woman, I recognise her. But this is insane how many they've sent. I think I've got that one, potentially. Oh, I'm going out of focus now, but you get the point. You get the point. Oh, where is he? Hello? There you go. There are a lot of bookmarks here. I wonder, I mean, it feels like there's even more bookmarks than the 14 things I bought. I'm going to count them in a second. But yeah, an absolute veritable haul of bookmarks. This is insane. Oh, that one's pretty from what I can see. It's all backwards in the camera. Dragon, a woman, and then that was a guy at the front. I'm just going to count them. 30. I got 30 bookmarks in here, so thanks Sci-Fi, I will never be without a bookmark now. Insane. So yeah, I'm just going to unbox this and just go through it in the order that they're in here. I can't remember exactly how much each of them was, but like I said, none of them were over like £2.50, and the cheapest one was like 69p. So yeah. So first up we have Outcast by Kirkman and Azaceta, Volume 1, A Darkness Surrounds Him. Oh, apparently it's coming to Cinemax 2016. So yeah, this is one I've seen about quite a few times. I don't really know what it's about. Some of them I just picked up because I'd kind of heard of them, or the author maybe. Some of them I did have a little read through, and a few of them I did just check Goodreads just to make sure it wasn't like terrible. It was got a decent enough rating, and I was like, yeah, I'll give that a go. So yeah, this one is a horror series, and I do really enjoy horror series when it comes to my graphic novels. And let's just have a look at the artwork in here. Oh, straight away, look, boom. We've got a bloody boy. So this is a sort of artwork in here. It's about someone being plagued by demonic possession. So yeah, interesting stuff. Next we have American Vampire by Scott Snyder, Raphael Albuquerque and Stephen King. So this is also probably a horror. It's got Stephen King in it, and it's about vampires. This one, from what I remember, it's like each story in here is like a contained story. There are multiple volumes of this series, but I don't know if it's like a continuous series. I think it's just individual stories about vampires in America, is what I think is happening. I might be wrong. So potentially this might have different art if there's different, I don't know. Are there different authors in here or different artists or both. Anyway, I'll just go to the beginning bit and then show you what sort of artwork is. Boom. This is what American Vampire was like. 1920s Los Angeles vampires. You can kind of tell that by the cover. Next up we have Alex and Ada by Jonathan Luna and Sarah Vaughan, Volume 1. From what I remember, this is about AI, so I think one or both of these, maybe just her. I think one of them's a robot, is an AI. Yep, the girl is AI, and then stuff ensues, I'm sure. And this is the artwork in here. Next up, this is not for this vlog. This is volume 7 of Sandman. I've got volume 1, 2 and 3, but I picked up a couple of them in this haul, I think, if I remember, because they were so cheap, like a couple of pounds. So volume 7 of Sandman. I won't show you any art because I don't know if I open the first page it might be like the biggest spoiler in the world. But yeah, this is by Neil Gaiman, and I've read the first volume many years ago, but I want to reread that one and then carry on with the series. So yeah. Oh, this one is a bit different. This is one of the ones that was like 69p. I have the oatmeal, Why My Cat Is More Impressive Than Your Baby. So I have How to Tell Your Cat Is Plotting to Kill You, I think is what it's called, by the oatmeal. I have had that for many, many years. And I saw this one and I thought, you know what, it's going to be fun. So the oatmeal is an artist and he just, it's like this, if you've ever seen him. He's got a website. You might have seen some of his bits and pieces just knocking around because they get viral and stuff, or they did many years ago. I don't know if they do now, I'm old. He also is one of the people that created Exploding Kittens, if you've seen that game. So yeah, this is just a fun, silly book. And I thought, you know what, for that price, I will give it a go. Next up, we have Trees by Warren Ellis and Jason Howard, Volume 1. This one, again, looks quite horrorish. Oh, it says science fiction, actually. Rated M and mature, my favourite type of comic. But yeah, what is this about? Trees. Oh, so I think some sort of outer world thing came there 10 years ago and they've been stood on Earth like trees, just being silent, not really doing anything, and then they're menacing, and then maybe they will do something. Oh, it says Svalbard. Awesome. It's going to be in Svalbard, I think. A research team. Cool. Svalbard is in Norway, if you don't know. Well, it's part of Norway, but it's like over here. Cold. So yeah, let's have a look at the artwork. This is what Trees is like. Next up, another one that's not for this vlog, Fables Volume 3, Storybook Love. I have Volume 1 and 2. I've read Volume 1, just like Sandman, many, many years ago. But I wanted to start like actually picking up the collection, and Volume 3, super cheap, so boom, the next one I needed anyway. Perfect. And this is like about, as you could probably tell by the title, Fables. It's like the fairy book characters that you know and love, but in their own situations, and also it's an adult comic, so stuff's gonna kick off. Next up we have Revival, You're Among Friends by, well, it's called Volume 1, You're Among Friends, by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. Honestly, the cover of this, let me get my face out of the way so you can see it. It drew me in. Look at it. Menacing scythe times, yes please. And this is zombie-ish. It says, for one day in rural central Wisconsin, the dead came back to life. And yeah, I like this sort of stuff. Hopefully it's good. Straight away stuff's kicking off, look. He looks like he's on fire, I don't know, from this angle. But anyway, here's what we're working with in here. Next up we have Pretty Deadly Volume 1 by Deconic, Rios, Belair and Cowles. This cover as well, like all the colours was intriguing. And this is a western slash fantasy. I don't really know much about this other than that. Even the back reading that, it doesn't really give you any sort of idea about what it's about, but intriguing. I did really enjoy Preacher, which I guess you could kind of call western fantasy a little bit. So here is the artwork in here. Next up we have Postal by Matt Hawkins, Brian Hill, Isaac Goodhart and Betsy Gonnier, Volume 1. It's got a crow on it, so it looks like it's going to be cool. This is one that I've had on one of my Goodreads wishlists. I have multiple, not Goodreads, Amazon wishlists. They're all private, just for certain things. Like I'll have a graphic novel one, I've got a book one, I've got like books that I found on Goodreads one, I've got loads of just random things. I've got like compendiums of comics in a different one. There's a lot. And this one has been in one of them for many years. So I saw it and I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about reading this one for a while, so obviously I'll pick it up. So this one I think is like a nice rural town, everyone's just existing, and then there's a murder for the first time in many years, and then you just figure out what's going on. And there's a cool crow on the cover, so obviously I wanted to pick it up. And there's a cool crow instantly when you open the book, look. This is the sort of artwork in here, it's got a crow in it. And next up we have Bitch Planet Volume 1, Extraordinary Machine by DeConnick, Leandro, Wilson the Fourth, and Peter and Cowles. I think they're all individual names, sometimes it's hard to tell. But yeah, this one is an Image comic that I've seen about and everybody says it's really good. And I don't really know much about it, but I've heard it's really good and it was super cheap, so obviously I wanted to give it a go. A comic book love letter to non-compliant women is what one of the thing is. Are you non-compliant? Do you fit in your box? Are you too fat, too thin, too loud, too shy, too religious, too secular, too prudish, too sexual, too queer, too black, too brown, too whatever it is they'll judge you for today? You may just belong in Bitch Planet. So there we go. It's some sort of female empowering thing. And here is the artwork in here. Oh, I hope that's not monetary. We've got loads of naked women. Oh, we've still got loads of naked women. Oh, we've still got loads of naked women. There you go. That one's hopefully a bit better for YouTube. Oh well, I don't get monetized anyway, so I don't care. Have the naked women, YouTube, deal with it. Next up we have Grave Wars by Liebman, Quans and Rowling. This is called Ablaze. This one's quite thick actually compared to the other ones. This one I think is some sort of like magical thing. You can get the powers of a dead person. So it says on here like skill sets the dead. It could be a fighter, a mechanic, a sniper, anything. It could be a pilot, a hacker, an assassin, anything. So it seems like people can just like get the skill sets from the dead. So sounds interesting. Oh, this is very different. It's very blue. And there's the artwork we have in here. Also, can we just point out how perfect all of these are in terms of like the way they look. These are all secondhand. Like every single one of them has been, it looks exactly like you would get just new. And they're all so cheap. Thank you very much. Next I have I Go Quiet by David Umet. This one I think is a standalone, but I probably will still read it in this because it's really interesting. It says, there's a quote by Neil Gaiman at the top that says, I wish this book had been around when I was a child. I would not have felt quite as alone. So it just feels like a really good book. It says completely original, unique in fact. And yeah, I don't even really, it's about being introverted and struggling in a noisy world. So obviously I wanted to give it a go. And this is the artwork in here. You see, it's kind of more like a children's picture book, but it still kind of counts in here. And it has really, really high rating on Goodreads, so hopefully it's good. One more. Oh, and this one is the second Fables volume that I got. This is volume 5, The Mean Seasons. So yeah, don't really have to talk about this one much. But there we go. That is all of the things I got from Scifier. So this massive haul of comics that all look in perfect, pristine condition. The other really cool thing about Scifier is if you buy 3 or more things, you get 20% off as well in the used graphic novel section. So all of these, and then take my 20% off, was just over £20 for 14 things, which is insane. And that's why I like Scifier, and it's why I like to have a little look on there, a little peruse every so often. So yeah, it all cost £20.38, and that is including the £1.99 delivery fee. So really all of them after the 20% off is just like under £20 for 14 things, which is insane. So yeah, now I need to try and figure out which one I'm going to read first. I'm also really hungry, so maybe we'll grab some food and then figure out what is going to happen. There's a lot of horror, sci-fi, mature stuff in there because that is what I like in my comics a lot of the time. So yeah, I'm going to pick out all of the ones that are going to be in this vlog. Obviously not the volumes of Fables and the random Sandman in there, but you'll see me in like 1 second, probably with food. The only question now is, where do I put them? Where do I put them? This is my comics section. Although to be fair, what I normally do is take out the ones that are smaller, so it would be this one, it would be this one, These ones can go at some point, this, because we already have a section over here. The Heartstopper, we've got the Witch Boy, Lightfall, Scurry. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take out some more of those short ones to fit in the normal sized comic. I tried to do an aesthetic food clip and then remembered that you can't cut pepper with one hand. Ugh, one hand cutting is not a thing. So here's the thing, normally when I've got some food, well over the past sort of week or so, I've sat down and watched some Mighty Nine Critical Role, but if I start watching one of them, will I just end up watching like 3.5, 4 hours of that instead of reading? Probably, because it's what I've been doing all this time. So yeah, I'm gonna choose something else to watch instead. Something not like 3.5 hours long.
Hey there, it's Olivia Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and welcome to the first weekly vlog of July.
Okay, so I've gone through and I've put a different bookmark in each one of these that came with the massive hoard of bookmarks. I still have all of these, but I tried to put them into ones that make sense. So originally I was going to just choose one, but I thought it might even be fun to just do a little number generator. So I'm going to Google 1 to 11. 1 is this side, 11 is this side. Let's go. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first one we're going to read is Pretty Deadly. And the bookmark I've put in this is this one. This one was kind of hard to figure out, but it's stood in water, there's water here, the colours kind of match. So that's where I was thinking. So yeah, let's read Pretty Deadly, Volume 1. Okay, so I just read Pretty Deadly and I really enjoyed it actually. It's not one of those comics that you can just read quickly, it's quite in-depth. A lot of the stuff you don't know what's going on because you're following the characters as they're figuring out stuff that's going on. So it's definitely one that you have to like pay attention to, look at all of the panels properly, read everything properly. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. And a lot of stuff happened in here. It felt like this could have just been one standalone thing. But like everything kicked off in here and then it ended in a way. But then there is more volumes after this where more things happen. But yeah, it was really good. So I said earlier that it was a western slash fantasy. That definitely is the vibes that's in here. So it's set in kind of a westerny sort of style. There's a lot of going on horseback, gunslinging and stuff. But then the fantasy is like very, very heavy fantasy. From the get-go, from the start, there's stuff going on that is otherworldly. It's not normal stuff. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. So glad that I picked it up. Picked it up for what? I don't know. I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen how much this volume cost me. I might just do that with all of them because it's fun. But yeah, I definitely want to carry this series on. This whole video is quite funny actually because I already have a bunch of series that I haven't finished. Why not start loads more? Why not? But yeah, this is definitely one that I want to carry on. And we're going to just jump straight into the next one. So I'm going to grab the number generator again. So I've just changed it to 10. Obviously that 8 was from my last go. Generate number 3. 1, 2, 3. I think this is the thickest one here. We have Graveyard Wars. So let's give it a go. The bookmark I put in this one was this because it feels very apt. Because in here, getting the powers of people that are dead seems very witchy. I don't know, we'll see. Never heard of this one before. Some of the other ones I've seen floating about, but this one I've never ever seen before. So hopefully it's good. So I have read Graveyard Wars and this is another one that I enjoyed. The artwork's very different in this. It's a lot more cartoony, I would say. Let me just open a page randomly. Oh no, that's kind of spoilery. Let me just try and find another page that's not so spoilery. So it looks like this. It's a lot more cartoony, and throughout it changes tones. Not very often, but there'll be blue and then it'll go into like more of a greyish colour for a while. Just to sort of show the changing of scenes, I think. So here you can see the blue going into like the greyish thing. And it's kind of cool how they show the different skills that they're getting from the graveyards. So I'll find a picture of that for you as well. Okay, so this one's quite near the beginning, so it's not too spoilerish. But if you can see it, the way they do it is that they have like the person doing stuff, and then in the background coming out of them is like the person who they've got that skill off. So yeah, I think it's an interesting way to show what's happening in here. I will say for a little while it did take me a little while to figure out the characters. Specifically, there are a couple of girls in here. One of them is one of the main characters, the twins, girl and boy, and there's another one who is her roommate. And when they were all together with other people at their uni or college or whatever, I was like, who is who? I don't know. So there was I think it is because of the colour palette, so sometimes it was a little bit harder to figure out who was who at the beginning, but that wasn't for too long. I am interested in carrying this one on. I do think it is of a lower priority than Pretty Deadly, but I did enjoy this nonetheless. Like I said, this one was quite a chunky one, but it didn't feel like it took a long time to read because there was a lot less words than Pretty Deadly. It was a lot less complex, so I could read it quicker because of the art style and just the way the story was told. So yeah, in here we have these twins, and right at the beginning their mum is in a car accident. Well, accident. Somebody shoots her off the road. And then after that it's 20 years later and them learning all about this grave dust thing, grave dirt, and yeah. If I didn't read the back I wouldn't have known that, but it's kind of good to know that beforehand, so it's kind of good to read the back, because at the beginning neither of them know what the crap's going on, and then their dad's like, hey, this is the thing that happens, and then stuff happens also. But yeah, I also think it's cool looking at the cover now that I can see some little bits and pieces that I didn't really clock when I first saw it. So for example, up here at the top you can see 4 different guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are different sort of spirits or whatever you call them that they've got the grave dirt from, and then can use their skills, a boxer and a doctor and a fighter and all that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna nip and see the kits outside. Quite a nice day, but when it's a nice day I don't like being outside because it's too hot. But yeah, we'll go and see the kits, have some kit times, and then pick our next comic. Hello wonderful boys. Hi Ruben. Hi. They've got this great setup at the moment, so here's an umbrella to keep the shade. Well, the shade's over here now, but if you look under here, there's a little box. Monster likes being in there. You would have seen a clip. Ow! Ouch! Around here, this is the box from the Scifier audio that I just did, so I thought I might put it out here. Got a nice little drinking part there. So yes, nice, isn't it, Months? This is pad. It's your pad, isn't it? Okay, it's time for round 3. I've put the 9 in here. Hello, focus, anybody? There we go. I'm gonna generate it. Boom. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bitch Planet. And I've put this one in here. It's just a woman looking like a bad bitch, so I was like, that feels right. Let's go. So I finished Bitch Planet, and again, really enjoyed this. This video, is it a good idea? All these new series I'm starting and have to carry on? Maybe, maybe not. But again, it's one that I would like to carry on. It's a good thing, I guess, rather than getting stuff that I'm not enjoying. But yeah, in terms of the stack, I don't know whether I'd put this one or Pretty Deadly. Maybe on an even keel, and then Graveyard Wars just slightly below that. But yeah, this one, really enjoyed. It's about these women that are on this planet, and they're sent there for various reasons. Some of the reasons like assault and murder, but other reasons like ego and hysteria and, you know, existing as a woman. So yeah, I thought this was really good. It was really interesting. It's definitely very mature. There's a lot of nakedness in this, as you would have seen earlier. And yeah, it was, I don't know how much is spoiled. It's the first volume, it's fine. So basically there's this game, this sports game, and a bunch of these prisoners are going to make a team and join in with the sports, but also obviously corruption and stuff. They're all sent there for various reasons. And yes, very much enjoyed it. It ended on a cliffhanger, as did all three of them so far. I've not mentioned it yet, but all three of them end on something. It's like, oh no way, what's next? Which is very clever when you're doing issue by issue, volume by volume things. So yeah, all three of them have been like ending like, what is going to happen? But yeah, definitely intrigued with this one. I think rather than picking the spinny thing, it wasn't a spinny, the number generator, whatevs, I'm going to just read this one. I Go Quiet, because it's going to be really small and really easy to read. I've read quite a lot of heavier sort of horror-y or dark sci-fi fantasy stuff, so I feel like this is going to be a nice little change to that. And then I don't know if I'm going to read another one today, potentially in a bit. I am just going to chill out for a bit after reading this. But tomorrow I'm only working in the morning. I've got a short shift, so I am seeing my sister and getting some food in the afternoon, but I've got some wiggle room in the middle there and at the end, so probably read a few more tomorrow. But let's read I Go Quiet. Totes forgot to mention the bookmark in here. I went with this one just because it's like a little dude, and this is just like a little dude. Similar vibes, I think. So I've read this, obviously it took like 10 seconds. No, it is really short and easy to read. It's definitely more of a picture book than a graphic novel, but it's really nice, especially if you're an introvert, or if you've ever felt a bit lonely, or if you've ever felt like you go quiet. And yeah, I really liked this book. The art was really nice in it as well. This is not something that I can carry on. It's just a standalone and random thing that I saw and thought, you know what, I'll pick that up and give it a go. And yeah, I really liked it. But the front, she's got this mask on, but it's actually just a person, well, a little girl, and that's a mask. She's not a mouse folk. But yeah, really liked this one. Very short, very sweet, and uplifting. So yeah, now I'm gonna chill. You might see me again today, you might just see me tomorrow. We'll find out. We'll both find out. I do not know yet. I'm just updating my spreadsheet where I keep everything that I've read, and I just realised that both of these were written by the same person. So it is Kelly Sue DeConnick, which is interesting. I enjoyed both of them, so maybe that's something to look out for in the future with comics. But yeah, I just wanted to hop in here and say that. I think now I'm going to do my sketch a day. So this is like a little thing. There's an app on your phone, and it's just a different word every day, but I've done this one, I filled this one, and now I'm on book 3. So on the 12th it was a moth, on the 13th it was drawbridge, on the 14th it was tie, on the 15th it was night, and today it is start. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's very, very wide. I'm going to put on episode 104 of Mighty 9 while I try and figure out what the crap to draw for start.
Hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
We play Dungeons and Dragons!
Vanished Caduceus. And that is where we left off. So, as you all now begin to make your way towards Ford, what are you doing? Oh, do you really establish that big of a last name? Caduceus was, it seems like he was compelled to just keep swimming towards the creature. I think it's what happened last time. Okay, to get up to this point, you're moving so fast. It took maybe about, if I'm going forward.
Hi, baby boy. I know. I have to sit here and stroke him while he eats, otherwise he just doesn't eat because he's an idiot. And he has to have fancy food because his body's an idiot. Oh, you're so lovely though, aren't you, boy? You chuck it everywhere. Yeah, he does. So, I'm back from work, I've fed Monts, and it is time to pick another comic to read. I have a helper this time. Hello, Rigsy. He's not really a helper, he's just a cat blob. Okay, don't do that on camera. Don't be a mucky bugger. Anyway, I've kept all of the comics in the same order as last time. I've got my phone in my pocket, so let's do a little random number generator. Blah blah blah. Random number generator. So here's what we were at last time. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 1 to 7. Let's generate a number. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's this one. Revival. Hi, Riggs. Revival. And what is the bookmark in here? I feel like there could potentially be someone on a bike in here. This one would have actually worked with the Graveyard Wars because there were people on bikes at one point. And the, whatever they called it, the spirit power that they had was like army people. But anyway, this one is either zombies or vampires. I think it's zombies. The dead come back to life. There you go. Let's give it a go. I'll give you the first little showing again, like I have done in a few of the other ones. Ooh, ooh, stuff's probably, ooh, creepy. Ooh, that's interesting. So I read the foreword, which is by Jeff Lemire, who I very much enjoy. And because I didn't read the back, it probably did tell you this on the back. But this is not so much as zombies, it's more people coming back to life and their loved ones having to figure out how to deal with that. How to deal with people that have grieved for coming back and how to fit them back in their life. This little bit that I showed you earlier is a guy that was getting cremated and he's just woken up and he's getting out of the fire. Then we got this creepy girl down here. Everybody's just waking up. And here we've just got like in a hospital, in a police thing, into water. This is the guy that was getting cremated. So yeah, interesting. Something a bit different. Okay, Revival finished. And again, I think I said it earlier, this vlog is really good, but really bad because, again, I enjoyed this. I want to carry it on. Why am I starting all this new series? I don't know, but it's a good time. So I did mention the fact that it's like not necessarily zombie-ish. It does, as you can probably tell from the cover, there's a girl with a scythe on it. It does go into sort of like bad stuff happening territory. Not everybody has come back the right way. Some people have, some people haven't. So it's a little bit like, there's also quite a lot of talk of religion in here because obviously people are like, oh, it's the first part of the rapture, people not dying, coming back to life. So there's that aspect as well that I think is probably gonna come into it more in the future. The town's on lockdown, people are like, what is going on in this place? So yeah, definitely a really good one. Again, so yes, where would I put it in the stack? I feel maybe it would be towards the top for definite because it is very interesting. So yes, in a few hours, in several hours, I'm going to meet my sister and have some food, but I'm gonna have a snack now because I haven't ate anything yet today. I think rather than doing the pick again, I'm gonna get my hands on this one. Why my cat is more impressive than your baby, because it's just gonna be really simple and easy to just whiz through while I'm having a little snack, and then potentially I'll read another one before I go, or maybe I will read some afterwards. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading this one again. And of course, this one, just like I Go Quiet Yesterday, is not actually part of a series. So I'm reading something, but I'm not starting another series until I read the next one, and then inevitably do. So yes. As if this comic's the most simple comic in it, it just made me laugh out loud. Okay, this one got me as well. Apparently it's just the little tappy ones that get me. Never a truer truth spoken. Hello, lovely. Shall I come and join you? Hi. Hello, baby. What are you meowing at, baby? Hi. Silly boy, aren't you? Plonk. You are lovely, you are. Oh boy. Anyway, let me try and talk about this book at the same time. So yes, I read Why My Cat is More Impressive Than Your Baby, Exhibit A. And yeah, this was really fun. There was loads of bits that I actually had a little giggle at because they're just really silly but also relatable. Oh yeah, I also forgot to show you the bookmark I put in here. Basically, it was the only one that was like an animal. It's not a cat, but it's cute. It fits, kind of. So yeah, me and Mons are going to chill for a bit. I'm not going to read another one before I go out because it's about an hour or so, but I think I'm just going to chill. Potentially watch a couple of videos, maybe edit a video. I definitely need to edit some videos. So yes, I will be back soon. Potentially, I don't know, I might film a little clip with my sister just to make her the end of the vlog. We'll see. But yeah, me and Mons are going to chill out, me mate.
Look, Kaz is definitely here, this is proof.
I did go and have some food with my sister. The food's not here yet though.
Yeah, but there will be food and it will be with me. Proof.
So I'm back now, had a nice time with my sister, met a bunch of people that she knows. I met her puppy for the first time, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm kicking myself that I didn't do a clip of that. Why? I don't know. I've just sent my sister a message to tell her that she has to give me a clip of Thor to put in here, so then you can see him. So here's Thor. But yeah, I thought I should probably actually elaborate a little bit on going out just because it was nice. So my sister is a part of this church that was having a get together thing where anyone could come, like friends and family, even if you're not part of it. So I went. I didn't know anybody apart from my sister, so it's a little bit like, oh, scary. But someone was taking photos, a woman called Lou. And then my sister showed her my Instagram page and she was just like, here, have the camera. So most of the time I had a camera on me, which makes me feel better. I feel like I've got something to do then. I don't feel awkward. I have the camera to protect me from people. So yeah, it was nice though. I chatted to some people, had some food. There was a couple of people that were singing. It was just a nice vibe. But yes, now we're back to chilling with the jumper. Love it. But yeah, it was a fun time. And now I'm wearing a jumper. It's so exciting. It's been so warm recently. I'm excited that I'm wearing a jumper and trousers. So yes, I think I'm gonna pick one more comic for this vlog. I'll probably read the other ones this month anyway, but we don't need to vlog all of them. You're probably bored by now. So yeah, let's just set the line out again, do the random generator, and pick our last comic for the vlog. So here we go, we've got everything set out again. We've got our generator 1 to 5. Generate number 2. So the last thing we're going to be reading for the vlog is Outcast. I figured there's a guy. So it kind of works. That was my thinking. Anyway, oh, before I look at this, I'll just show you the ones I did for everything else. So, American Vampire, I put this one in it because he kind of looks vampiric. I don't know if it is. For Alex and Ada, I put this one because 2 people together makes sense. For trees, we have this one. It's Dragon Ball Z, but this background, like, that's a tree. I think it's a tree. I think it makes sense. This one, they did actually have a couple more volumes on the really cheap second-hand bit on Scifier. And I was thinking about it, but I stopped myself because I thought, let me actually read it to see if I like it. But if I do, that is one that I could probably carry on sooner rather than later if it's still cheap on there. And then, last but not least, Postal. And this was kind of a hard one. I just tried to go with the vibes because I didn't really have anything that fit with this. So yeah, it kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't. But anyway, back to this. I've just realised that my window is open, so you can probably hear all of the outside stuff. A darkness surrounds him. Outcast. And this one is by Robert Kirkman, who is the Walking Dead dude. And yeah, demonic possession. Intriguing. So this is what we're going to be reading next. Ooh. So yes, I finished Outcast Volume 1. This one is very creepy vibes, so it's all about demons, possession. There's this one guy, our main character, who's pretty much getting, his whole life is controlled, or has been controlled. So many people in his life have had things happen to them, had things that are not themselves, doing stuff. So yeah, he's pretty much had a bad life. But he hasn't really realised why, and then this first volume is him sort of realising this whole demon possession is a thing that has happened, and has happened to him and people around him. And yeah, it's all just sort of starting to wonder why. The other main character is a reverend in here, so they're just both together trying to figure out what the shit's going on. So yeah, I very much enjoyed this one. And now let's try and put these in order of which ones I want to carry on the most. Honestly, they are very on par. I feel like none of them have been duds. There's definitely one that's a little bit lower than the others, but I feel like all the other ones are on par. But I'm going to say, first of all, top priority would be Pretty Deadly. This was the most complex of all of the ones that I read. Ironically enough, I've seen on Goodreads that people have given this low rating saying that they don't understand it. It definitely is one you have to read slowly and like take everything in. But because of that, I found it really intriguing, so it's definitely something that I'd like to carry on. And then honestly, these next 3 are very on the same level, but we'll go with Revival next. This one was the one about people coming back to life, and there are several things going on here, like why are they coming back to life? What's going on? Why do some people seem alright and some people seem like they've come back different? So yeah, a lot of weird and wonderful things happening in there. Then maybe Bitch Planet. This one is quite different to everything else I read, to be honest. Other than obviously the 2 that weren't the first volumes. The cat one and I Go Quiet, obviously the different vibes. But most of the comics have been like horror, thrillery, dead stuff. But this one was obviously more sci-fi, and the girls on the planet and doing this sport and stuff, definitely one that I want to carry on. But like I say, these ones are all pretty much on the same sort of level. And then of course we've just read Outcast. So this one, a lot of things kicking off at the end. Like the other ones, it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. So yes, it'll be intriguing to find out what's going on there. And then last, this one, Graveyard Wars. I liked it. I liked the concept more than the execution, perhaps. I feel like if it was actually darker, it would probably be better, because this one is a little more cartoony. It's not as dark. It feels more like it could be YA. I don't think it is a YA, I think it still counts as adult. Yeah, it does say mature on the back, but it just, maybe because I've been reading so many things that are like dark, so this one was a little bit not as dark. But yeah, this one, mostly because I feel like the characters weren't characterised as well as they could be because of the limited colour palette. When I was reading it, I would have mentioned this earlier, but sometimes I was getting confused with which characters are which and stuff. But I'm still intrigued to carry it on. So not even a dud anywhere to be seen. And hopefully the other ones I didn't get to are also not duds. So yeah, loads more comics series that I have to carry on. But there we go, that is going to be the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I always don't know how to end vlogs. So do the things if you want, comment on that. Do you like comics? I don't know. Say some stuff if you want. I'll reply. It's down there. Subscribe if you want, but only if you want. If you don't want, you're probably not watching this. But yeah, I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye.